There are AI tools that feel impressive for 5 minutes. And then there are AI tools that quietly become part of your actual routine. And Gemini, it sits in the middle of that because at first it feels simple, almost too simple. You open it, ask a question, get an answer, and it's like, okay, cool. But the more you use it, the more you realize this isn't just a chatbot. This is Google trying, to build something that actually fits your day-to-day life, which they're usually trying to do. But in this case, it also depends on how you use it. It depends on whether it's going to become actually a valuable tool in your life or just completely unnecessary. Welcome to GBRLIFE Reviews, where I test the tools, platforms, and systems so you don't waste your time, your money, or your energy. Now, let's get into it while you like and subscribe. And don't forget, you can skip ahead using the chapters. So, what is Gemini? Well, it's an assistant. I know, I'm sure you were expecting I was going to say something bigger, but the reality is, it's an AI assistant. But it's not just about asking questions with this one. It's built to help with everything you can think of. Writing, planning, brainstorming, summarizing, file analysis, and building out ideas into something usable. But here's the key. Gemini gets better the more it connects to how you already work. If you treat it like a support system, and there, all of a sudden, it starts to feel useful. And because it's built into Google ecosystem, it's not just trying to replace your workflow, it's actually trying to sit inside of your entire, your life. It's trying to be a part of you and be the true assistant that it can actually be, especially if you're in the Google world. And that's where it clicks or it doesn't. So let's get into it so you can see what it actually does and then find out what I actually like about it or where it falls short. Pros and cons. And then we'll get into pricing and then we'll just do that quick overview. So let's get into it. This is Gemini. Now we actually have two different types of Gemini here. The first thing you're seeing is how, it's clean. It's very clean, but this is the personal side. If I go over to this one, this is the business side. What is the difference? Well, if you look at it right off the bat, it says, "Hi, GBRLIFE. Where should we start? Create an image, music, help me learn, boost my day, write anything." And then if I go over to my personal profile, instead it says, "See your personal intelligence snapshot. For you, create an image, create music, write anything, help me learn, and create a video." If I go to tools, we see create image, canvas, deep research, create video, create music, and guided learning. But you also have the experimental feature that they're offering some is the personal intelligence. Essentially, this is to try and match you. It's kind of like bringing that feel of ChatGPT into Gemini, where it's kind of trying to find out who you are. But because this is Google, it knows you way more. So what do I mean by that? If I go over here to, it's just your menu, really. And then you have the chats. The chats, all of this you see here, I'm actually talking to my phone. So what are they doing in Gemini? Well, you know how you're talking to your phone and it says, or not even talking to your phone, you're using your phone and they say, "Hey, do you want to add Gemini to your phone?" So if you have a Pixel phone or you have a Samsung and you're not utilizing the Samsung side of things and you're deciding to use Gemini, well, every time you talk to Gemini, it goes into the Gemini chat. So I asked it to I turned on the master bedroom lights. I can go directly into it, ready to help. I was complaining. I asked you to turn off the nightstands 3 or 4 times now. Okay, turning off the nightstands. It was just a basic conversation, but there it was. Saying it was ready to help, it was not helping. It was absolutely not helping. It was very annoying. 3 or 4 times, turn off the nightstands. Either way, that is the same chats. But then you have those gems. You've got the ability to do a recipe genie or marketing maven or claymation explainer. And then you have the actual manager of it, which is basically just, where do you want to go here? I can do the show more and the coding partner, learning coach, productivity planner, writing editor, and you can discover more. Let's go discover more. Gems are customized versions of Gemini. Basically, it's learning you and learning what it can do to, do it for you. It's kind of like Gemini's version of a skill. Skills? What are those? They're prompts. Essentially, these are prompts. But these are the types of prompts that the actual tool you're using, or like if it's Claude and you're using the skill, or in this case, the gem from Gemini, it's basically making it so that it now knows what to do. It's never going to ask you that again. It's not just set in its memory. It's now, that's what it does. That's the skill it has learned. And in this case, that it's a gem that it has kept within Gemini. And we've also got stuff. You can create new, or you can go over here and ask for Fast Thinking Pro, Google AI Pro, which I would have to upgrade to, or I can go to For Me. What's the one thing I might be underestimating about myself? What's a hidden gem in my town that I haven't discovered yet? What's a totally different career that I could be thriving in? And this is just it deciding I clearly am going through an existential crisis, clearly. Because what's the one thing I might underestimate about myself? Okay. Oh, a hidden gem about the town, that's because I'm always trying to figure out where to take the kids. Or a totally different career for thriving, because who wants to keep working in my 9 to 5 that I'm working, and we don't have to talk about it. On the other side were these tools, remember? But you can do deep research. Deep research is fantastic if you're doing something like writing a paper and you really want to get all the information you can out there and be able to write that paper, not asking AI to write it for you, but to be able to get that deep research for you to understand. Or maybe you're learning something new and you do that deep research so you can really understand the topic that you're asking. You can create videos because remember, Google has Banana Pro. And you can create music, guided learning, like I keep saying. So why does this all matter? Because at the end of the day, what is awesome about Gemini? Well, it's an ecosystem. And that's where I was trying to go with all of this. I'm talking to my phone. It's coming up in the chats right here when I'm utilizing it on the computer. But this is also connected to my Google Docs, to Gmail, to Google Drive, to the calendar. If I go back over here, you can see that at one point I asked for a reminder for 2:50, which means that it knew that I was asking for something to be reminding me of whatever, and it was going to be added to my tasks, and you can see it within Gemini. I set something onto my task and it will go there. So that means if I'm utilizing this as a whole, this is now turned into my true personal assistant. Now, if I go over to the business side of things, it's the same thing. Over here, it still has my chats based off of anything I was doing business related. Now, there's not much here because most of the time I'm utilizing this on a personal level. But that's because I don't need to use it on the business side because I have that personal side. So I'm going to say to that as well, if you're utilizing Google as a whole, and then you also have your business suite, you get to choose how you want to utilize it. And you're going to get different things based off of what you're using it for. Because remember, this is not the same. If I'm saying boost my day, well, this is going to say, okay, a way to de-stress, round up a wholesome news story from today, or curate a 3-song playlist to hype me up. But that's completely different from what it told me to do more on a personal side, right? And then if I'm going into a business side of thing, well, write anything, okay? Create a superhero backstory for a pet, design an effective low-impact workout, or make my messy to-do list make sense. Okay, so what's a really great way to show this for you? Let's ask about, I know you know. Let's go into apples. Make a photo of a cosmic apple. Yeah, cosmic apples. Now let's see if it's going to do an actual cosmic apple, the variety of a cosmic apple, or it's going to just make an apple that's like a cosmic thing. And what is it using? It's a cosmic thing. What is it using? Banana Pro. I'm able to utilize that immediately. I'm on my personal side. Now I can say, write a short story about a cosmic apple. See how fast this goes. And it's completely done. Now here's the part I was trying to explain. It's Google. So I can continue to use this right here, or I can export this directly to Google Documents because it's the Google ecosystem. I can also put this in my tasks. I can remind myself of something I want to remind myself of within this document. I can do anything I want to that's within the Google ecosystem because that's what it's utilizing even within Gemini. So what's the downside? Well, this is amazing, but it can feel bland because I wanted it to do a cosmic apple. That's great. I like it. I can do some writing on it, but let's look at the story. In the silent, stretching void of the Veil Nebula, there hung a fruit that defied the laws of ordinary botany. It was known to the Starkeepers as some sort of cosmic, the apple of aeons. That's boring. Let's be real. This isn't very, I'm going to bring you into this story. It's bland. And that's kind of been one of the biggest issues that I've had with Gemini as a whole. It's not bad, but it reminds me more of what it can do on like this aspect of things, a little bit more like ChatGPT, which isn't bad. But when you have something like Claude, it makes a big difference. And so it doesn't mean that you immediately want to use Gemini. It means that you want to use it more like that assistant versus that go-to. And you actually have to use it. This isn't a lazy tool. If you open it and ask a random question, you're going to continue to think this is average. You have to use it consistently and build workflows and integrate it into what you already do so that Gemini gets to know you and gets to know what it needs to do to make you happy. But if you're not doing that and you're just visiting it every so often, it's not going to really do much for you. It can't be that creative, strong voice for you. And then there's the cost. It's definitely a con before I even get into it, but let's go ahead. Let's go and look at what this actually all costs. And here we have it. Getting more out of Gemini. Upgrading. We've got free, we've got plus, we've got pro, and we've got ultra. Oh boy. Okay. I want to tell you that it's amazing on what it provides you with the limited amounts, but also this is your trial periods. That's for 2 months. This one is a month, but this one's also just for 3 months. So it's going to be, if you go for ultra, it's going to end up being $250 a month. Or it's going to end up being $8 a month if you end up going for plus. And what do you get? Well, on the free side, which yes, you get to use this for free, but you only get 50 daily AI credits. It makes a big difference because, at the end of the day, you're going to go through that pretty quickly. Because remember, it's on your phone already. It's on your calendar. It's on everything to do with Google. So this goes by very fast. But it does give you pretty much everything within the Gemini app. You get Flow, Notebook LM, which is just your writing assistant, and you have 15 gigabytes of storage. But if you go for the really $8 a month or $4 for 2 months, you get all of this, but you also get 200 AI credits, and then Google Search, and the Gemini in Chrome and storage. If you're using Chrome, you should go check out my Opera video, or haven't done Opera yet. That one's coming. You should go check out my Brave video. And then you also have the Google AI Pro, and that is $20 a month. And that's where you get all the good stuff, in my opinion, because that's the one I'm using. And that is 1,000 monthly AI credits. You've got pretty much everything that we've already talked about, but you also have Jules, which is the coding agent. And then you also have anti-gravity and, Gemini in your email, docs, vids, all of it. It gives you everything you kind of need, and your Google Home Premium. And then lastly, your Ultra. That's a lot. And it's going to go more because it's not just $125. It's $250. Let's be for real here. And it's been this way for a long time. But essentially over here, you get everything they could possibly want and give you. And 25,000 monthly AI credit. This is for somebody who's like so into Google that they are Google. You know what I mean? And so that's why you're going to use something like that. And that's wow. And then that brings us to the bigger question. Is it worth it? Here's the thing. It's worth it if you're already using Google Daily, and if you want help with writing or planning or organizing, and you need structure and practical AI, and you're willing to actually use it consistently. But with writing, not anything like insane writing. It has to be basic writing. But it's not worth it at all if you barely use Google, if you only use AI occasionally, or if you want something very creative instantly. You're going to get basic here. Unless you're using Nano Banana Pro, in which you are going to get pretty decent photos there. So I wouldn't say that that's a bad thing per se, but not necessarily worth it if that's all you're using it for. Then maybe just go look at those plans. And that's the reason why. For the GBRLIFE rating, I'm giving Gemini a 3.5 out of 5 because it's not the most exciting AI tool, but it is very useful and amazing if you use it right as an assistant. But I can't give it a good 4 or even close to a 5 because of one big thing I haven't really touched on that was a con, but it's just the reality. And I said it before in my other videos. It's all about privacy. You're not going to get the privacy on Gemini, on anything Google that you may be looking for. And because of that, I always have to dock a true full point from that alone and 0.5 because you can't get, well, just that creative boost. It's already a great assistant and that's wonderful. But if you're not getting truly everything and you still need to go over to something like Claude to get everything else you need from AI, that's just extra money. And because of that, it has to go down at least 0.5. So no, Gemini isn't perfect, but it's also not something that you should overlook because this is one of those tools that doesn't try to impress you instantly because it doesn't need to, but it does become part of how you work, even if you don't mean for it to. And because it does that, that's where the real value is. Have you used Gemini? Tell me. Are you actually using it? Or did you open it once and never go back? And let me know if there's another tool you want me to review next. Drop it below because there's a lot of tools out there and not all of them are worth your time. But that's it for this week's review. And if you want another review right now, check out the GBRLIFE Reviews playlist or go check out my last review on Perplexity AI. Is it better than ChatGPT? We'll find out when you watch that one next. And remember, with everything on GBRLIFE and my fabulous Mama Koala clothing line, you don't have to be without GBRLIFE in your life. Now, it's time to go watch some more reviews. So go check those out and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Not your bit less, logging through the motherhood maze with GBR Life.